name is Schulz. I've been at Lakeside for 5 years. I grew up in Ankeny, Iowa with 2 younger sisters, so I'm the oldest. When I got into junior high, I ended up becoming friends with the wrong crowd. I started getting into alcohol. I discovered that I really enjoyed the attention I got from boys. And when I was 14 years old, I became pregnant. I did carry my child to full term, and I ended up giving him up for adoption. I had a boyfriend who was in the military, and while he was gone, I continued to drink and party. When he came back, he had found out that I had had other relationships with other men, and even though he forgave me, I still felt very guilty about it. He ended up leaving again, and while he was gone, he got killed in a car accident. Any type of religious experiences I had at that time were pretty much out the window. I was so angry at God for taking him from me. I discovered that drinking helped to kind of relax me a little bit, and it turned into a nightly thing, 1 or 2 a night. It eventually got to be on the weekends. I would drink a little bit more than that. Over the course of about 5 years, it got to the point where every night I was drinking, and every morning I would wake up hungover. I had been thinking about suicide, and I did not think that there was any other way out. I was so angry because I did not have enough alcohol to numb the pain, and I knew that at that point, alcohol wasn't going to do it for me anymore. It was then that I just felt completely and utterly helpless and alone. I had some people from Lakeside show up at my door one day, and I think I opened the door maybe 1/4 of an inch for them to hand me some pamphlets and ask me some questions. I did end up going to Lakeside, and I knew walking in the doors that I was going to be accepted. And finally I realized that the depression I was feeling, the anger, the hurt, the bitterness was all because of my sin. And one Sunday I asked the pastor and his wife to pray with me and to accept Jesus, to admit that I was a sinner, and for Christ to take over my life. And I just remember laying there thinking, everything I have ever done against God and against others, I knew I still had forgiveness to work out, was forgiven. God forgave me for everything I'd ever done, and it just hit me. Every year of my salvation, it seems like I learn something new, something different. It's like God lays on my heart something to work on. For this year, it's humility, and I'm still not quite sure what it means to be humble. I tend to be pretty brash, pretty crude, outspoken, but just learning how to sometimes keep my mouth closed when it needs to be, to encourage others when they need it, to accept when I'm wrong, and to love others as Jesus would love them. You can try to be a good person, but on your own you'll never make it. Once you accept Christ, He gives you the ability to actually want to do good, to erase all of your past guilt and your shame. And you were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience. But God, being rich in mercy, because of the great love with which He loved us, even when we were dead in our trespasses, made us alive together with Christ. By grace you have been saved.